Hey, what's going on at the YouTube? It's SDO0320 representing JVS. So I'm back here again for a reaction, which is a song reaction. The song reaction, first off, I'm going to say this, that it will not have any kind of audio. I don't believe in doing reactions to songs just because it's taken away from like an already market that's hard to get, you know, these artists paid, you know, in so many different regards, just because you can get music from anywhere and anything. Even now, like with Apple Music, like I was able to just get the EP single for this new album for this amazing artist. And so just to let you guys know, there's not going to be any audio, you're not going to be able to hear it. You can go to the description bar below and check it out. It's a great single. I've already heard this song, as you can hear. I'm talking about the artist Christian Grey. Christian Grey, I actually remember back in 2012, 2013, Body Art. Back when he was with Collision, my boys from WLAK, Dre Murray, Alex Faith, Swoop. I mean, all those guys, like, I love them. You know what I'm saying? WLAK was one of my favorite albums in 2013, to be quite honest with you. And then when he came out with School of Roses, which was in like 2014, it was like that perfect blend of R&B, but you knew he was coming from a place of faith, you know what I'm saying? And I really appreciated it, but it was kind of like I was torn. I was like, man, I just want him to just have like this raw, like gospel album, you know what I'm saying? And what was it? I think it was in 2016, I want to say. He signed on with Kirk Franklin's RCA, made the album, I think it was the Glory album. Yeah, it was the Glory album. And that album was just amazing, and it was like crazy because it was like he being produced and like developed by the great Kirk Franklin himself, who's also dealt with a lot of tragedy and a lot of controversy and a lot of things himself. And I'm not going to go into the in between that because that is a big portion of the story. But what I will say personally is that I love what Christian Grey has done. Like, I've listened to his music. I feel like I've literally watched the whole chronicle of all this. I remember even back in 2013, I was like, wow, like this is amazing. He fell in love with his little baby Blue, and just like his marriage and his faith and just him as an artist. Like, he's so different. I was just really captivated by him as an artist in general. So it's like now when I listen to this song earlier today, I didn't know what to feel. So to be quite honest with you, there's going to be a whole different video that I'm going to be doing on my other secondary channel, Jesus vs. Sin. And that one is going to be more about what I felt during that moment, and then kind of going into that in more detail. But let's go ahead and listen to this track. What I'll do is I'll blink my eyes or something like that so I can see when I need to go and start it. You're not going to be able to hear it, but you will be able to get my reactions to it. And then after that, I'm going to give you guys my feedback on everything in between, because I was able to actually listen in after the fact to his Q&A session on Instagram, to which, to his, bro, the track released out at midnight, and I got to commend Christian because he legit answered every single person that commented, and he went for hours with this whole entire Q&A session. So props to you, man. So let's listen to this. Make sure to keep it low because YouTube will get this. There we go. I can hear it. So let me go back. I forgot to blink. Turn it back. Push the space bar. No. That way you guys can kind of know when to watch and listen to it. Yeah, this thing to get. Dang. Mm. Dang. Maybe live this thing together. Hmm. Dang. 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 Hmm. So, first off, man, that my first initial reaction. I go into deeper in my video for Jesus versus Sin. I couldn't believe it. It was kind of just like, you know how like you got a best friend or you got a friend that you met in college and y'all were tight, and like you're living your life over here and you're going through your, you know, trials and like triumphs and everything, and you got this other friend, you go and you look and you see him on Facebook and you're like, dang, I missed it. You know what I'm saying? Like initially I was like caught off guard because I was like, I don't believe it now, this is part of the song. Then I went and I redid it and I was like, at the end of the song he's talking about like, you don't believe in, you know, divorce, and like the biggest essential part of that was that even though somebody that is going through it, it's like a trauma that you're actually kind of going through, and that this is the greatest opportunity to be able to go closer to Christ. I'll bring more up on that with the QA session that he was talking about, but I just didn't believe it because I kept on recycling. I was like, wait, is this real? Because I was like, what in the world? I was shocked, man, and I felt like I slighted him. You know what I'm trying to say? Like as a creator, as a content creator, and as a lover of music and lover of like especially his brand of music, like I was like, I didn't even keep up with this joint, and I was like, man, I would have, if I'd known he was going through stuff like that, I would have been praying him up. And it's just crazy, man, that he went through all that, and it's like it hit me even harder than I guess anybody else is kind of hear his music for the first time, because openly, like even if you look at School of Roses, he goes and pushes everything into his music. Like he lets himself be completely bone naked, you know what I'm saying? And this is the identification of that. Like he is talking about things that, like, what do you mean in this lyric? Like, I hope this belongs for goes on forever, but yet, like, you can't. Like, it's cemented literally in a physical embodiment of your daughter, but like it's not gonna be forever. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's sad, bro. like it's really rough and really sad, really raw. But I think that anybody that is dealing with like a divorce situation or like a bad breakup or a loss in general, like they can identify with what he's saying, and it's reaching people. I was sitting there looking at the comment section on Instagram, like people are like, man, this is beautiful, man, this is good. I'm just like, yo, I wouldn't have commented anything like that. My heart would have been, Lord Jesus, bless my brother, because he is, man, he's got a strength above others that I cannot comprehend. Because the reality of it is, like, I couldn't even conceive in my head, like, not being with my wife. Like, right now, my wife is, like, my rock, my stone. Like, she is my ride or live, like, legit. You know what I'm saying? Like, my best self is right now because of her. You know what I'm saying? And this is long before, you know, we've, you know, having our first child and everything like that. Like, she brings out the best in me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't even imagine, like, disconnecting that way. My mind can't even go there. Like, it just brings me to instant sadness that my brother would have to go through something like that. So it's like, I just want to pray into him and, like, encourage him, and going through the metamorphosis of this album, like, that God would bring him on this crusade to bring him back full circle. Now, going to the QA, I was listening to, you know, him talking about everything, and he was being just openly blunt about everything, and I was like, you are an amazing man of God. And it based on just hearing him and how open he is and not closed in, talking about like going through the initial parts of it where he was falling into depression, the fact that he was losing the identification of his own faith, even though he was pouring it out to everybody else. Like, he was losing grips with that. And so the woman, the guy that he communicated with now, and that's also his fiance now, and Shayna, like, really helped bring him back to that. It's just crazy how that actually happens. And on top of that, like, how he was with RCA in 2016, then he dropped out of RCA in 2017 because there was just so much going on in his life, he just could not do it anymore. To even like right now, and it's like crazy because the way that he describes the divorce is like a trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a living trauma, but yet he's singing about how he hopes and prays this lasts forever. Because the essence behind it did fuel something and change him forever, radically. And it's like, listening to the QA, man, I was like, man, this brother is strong. Like, this is a mighty, amazing man of God. And I just commend him. And I pray that you guys go and definitely check it out. Know my heart behind it. I'll go into more details with it in my video. But yeah, just be prepared that the video that I'm gonna do, this is gonna be more like, I'm not gonna, like, the gloves are off. Like, it's me going as raw as I can in a short amount of time, so I can let you guys know my instant motivation, emotion through it. But track was amazing, riff was great. From my understanding, that he had the track or the sample of the track done long before this, and it was kind of like he was sitting on it for a while until he added lyrics to it based on what he was saying in the Q&A. And I just thank God for you, man. Prishant, if you actually do watch this video, know that, brother, like, I've been following you since body art, since your Collision days and a little bit before that. And I just want you to know that School of Roses, WLAK, the album, and of course the Glory album really did help me fundamentally as a man of God be able to move forward and like continue to press into what I have even right now in identification of my wife. And I think that this song, what it does, it makes me want to make sure I refine myself so that I can continue to be the facilitator that I need to be, but my source is coming from God so that I can be able to maintain myself. Because based on even how he kind of described it, it was just like, it was an implosion more so than like an explosion. Like, it kind of just like all these certain things is kind of, even in the QA, he was talking about like how he's just so thankful of understanding things better now when it comes to like his music and his craft as an artist, and what he would do differently, how he would do things differently. And I think that actually speaks volumes for me as a man of God and as an artist and as a creator as well. So much love to you, brother. Love you, man. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Hopefully y'all were blessed by this a little bit. make sure you go and check out his new album. It's going to be coming out really soon. Definitely go and check out the single. And by the way, Tori Kelly, I'm coming for you next because you got an album that's got like 2 tracks out. Alright, peace y'all.
Call me the wingman cause I'm on his team. Higher than the flyest spaceship you ever seen. Hotter than the sunbeam cause it's so real. Call him Mr. Wonderful.